For the next few weeks on this channel, we're going to be doing something a little bit different, shifting the focus from physics to film. You might remember the SSFX, or Space Sound Effects project, challenged independent filmmakers to incorporate real sounds from space, which I do research into creative short films. Now's the chance to find out how that process actually went. Let's hear from Azmy, who created Murmurs of a Macrocosm.
99, proceeded, 3, 2, 1, ignition. Right away. Vector good.
Fantastic. First thing precision is Planet 1 on the flamethrower part.
That's here you have good thrust.
I guess it was always a visual that I always loved, those sort of SEM microscopic images that are sort of colorized black and white images, but I always wanted a little bit more. I kind of wanted to move around them. And I think when hearing those sounds, it kind of reminded me a bit of a record player. I think obviously it reminded both of us of that sound. And it also reminded me a lot of the sound from space in Contact, the Carl Sagan film / book. And so it all came together from those little things, but not necessarily in that order. It was more the microscopic stuff that came first, and then it was sort of pieced together after the fact. Been to an area about a year ago for sort of just hiking on my own, and sort of noticed all the weird textures that some of it had. And so when thinking about it, I thought it would kind of feel like the right place to go and do that. And it was an experiment in itself. So it was all just shot on a drone that I stupidly drove all the way to Wales in a day, 5 hours there, filmed for 3 hours, and then drove back at night. The tree with the gold rings, there's little white dots underneath the tree that are sheep. It was kind of just using a lot of different color, and that's the kind of thing I liked about the black and white images from electron microscopes, is that that's what they are. All the sort of the color is added to help define the different aspects of it, which I felt you could kind of do, even if everything's green, the different shades of green in a forest. And so it was just a fun way to play around to see if it would work. And also filming things upside down and changing the drone's camera portrait really sort of completely flipped your perspective on looking at something. As I was working on the visuals for this, I was trying to sort of piece together a story. I do it the other way around. I like a lot of pre-production with my things, but this was very much more of an experiment for me. Finding out that all the Apollo missions audio is just online, like hundreds of hours that you can listen to. As I was at work, I just started listening to bits of it, and it was just finding that this sort of innate humor and human conversation that they would often have to each other, and they just felt so in awe the whole time. It felt perfect as though you had a bunch of little explorers going through these microscopic worlds. It felt like a really fun journey. There's just so many fun little bits of real life, and they're constantly excited, which I love that aspect of exploration. It's just that, and you don't really pick that up. And I actually made it a purposeful thing to avoid the first moon landing. So these were all the sort of subsequent Apollo missions that aren't really talked about that much, but these are just where they're sort of doing a lot of different science and different experiments and finding orange soil and all that kind of stuff. And I love the little song at the end.
I was strolling on the moon one day in a merry, merry month of December. No, May's the month. May, that's right.
Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Something a little bit different from the usual. Physics videos will be returning very soon, so make sure, if you've not already, to subscribe and click on that notifications button so you don't miss out.